What's going on? What's up? What is happening? Friends and family and friends, welcome. Welcome to this week's episode of Grover Takeover. I am MT Aunt Grover. You know I am the Grover. Before I get started, please remember that I need for you to like, comment. I need for you to subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, reach down and click that notification bell so that you can be notified of all available content. And remember to please share. I can't ask you guys enough about the sharing. The reason I need you to share is so that more people can be exposed to this platform and we can be having more of me giving you what you need. Right now, though, I'm about to jump right in because, just as usual, I have a lot to talk about. Let's take over. It is time. I hope you're ready because I'm ready for you. I will start off this week as usual on the somber note. Now, the somber note, once again, this week is not about someone dying, but it is a very somber note because Russian leader Vladimir Putin ordered an attack on the Ukraine. We all know that they are at war over there. The Ukraine, a civilized country, minding their own business. Now, be very clear that, ever since the USSR disbanded, Putin has made it a point. Now, be very clear, Putin has been in charge. He's been the president, and well, he's not a president. He's a dictator and a czar, is what they call him, of Russia since 1999. In 1999, he was appointed prime minister, and he has never lost control since because he has bullied and manipulated his way into being the leader of this country for over 20 years. And now it's as if his desire has always been to torment the countries that disbanded and separated themselves from the USSR, which was the Russian Republic. Now, Ukrainian President Zelensky, I am going to say this because he's not only been speaking, but he's actually fighting alongside his soldiers. I'm going to say that this man has shown himself to be a true definition of a leader. Back in the day, long time ago, when there was a war, the president was on the front lines. He was fighting. He was out there with them. And this man is doing just that. Now, you'd be very clear that Zelensky was an actor. It's kind of like the way we ended up with Trump as our president. The Ukraine ended up as this actor. And also be clear that Ronald Reagan was also an actor back in the day, long time ago before he was president. But Zelensky was an actor. He got elected president, and now he's been thrown and thrust into the limelight because nobody even knew his name until the Ukraine was attacked by Russia. He is on the front lines. He is suited up. He is fighting right next to his soldiers. He is out there strategizing with the generals and, all of the high military personnel to create this huge resistance to figure out the next steps. Now, Zelensky spoke and, it was a very moving speech. He called on the rest of Europe. He called on the European leaders to show and prove themselves Europeans, to get help. Like, they need help over there. I am very glad that Joe Biden is minding his business and helping a little bit, but not making this a big priority. We have our own problems right here. I am so sick and tired of America, the United States of America, being Captain Save-A-Ho and going off somewhere worried about what somebody else has got going on in their country when you're not worried about the people that are right here poor, not having plumbing, living in third world conditions in the greatest nation in the world. Joke. It is what it is, but it don't matter. He has to mind his business, but he can only mind it so much because we have actually, over the years, whether people know it or not, been receiving more oil from Russia than other countries. And so he can only do so much, less your gas is going to cost you $7 to $8 to $10 a gallon. So it's so sad. The reason why I'm using this as my somber note this week is because Putin is over there attacking the Ukraine, but he's attacking defenseless people. He's making sure that he attacks the areas that don't have weapons, the area where there's no military bases, the areas where he's just dropping bombs on completely innocent people, just being evil, just plain and evil. And it's okay. There is a hot spot for you in hell, Putin, but I'm going to skirt right along, because I don't want to spend the whole time being somber. And on the somber note, the next thing I'm going to talk about is Wendy Williams' ex-husband, Kevin Hunter. Kevin Hunter has sued Debmar Mercury for what is being called an unlawful firing. Now, let's be clear about something. I thought when I first heard about this story, because the Wendy Williams show, you know, they just announced that it's being canceled after 14 seasons, I thought that the man was up here suing Debmar Mercury for unlawful firing of his ex-wife. And it all came to make sense and came to light. I came to find out, thinking he was singing about Wendy and doing this for Wendy, this tortoiseshell head ogre has sat his ugly ass, has set his ugly behind up here, and he is suing Debmar Mercury for unlawful firing of himself. Because, now let me help you understand this. Because back when when Wendy filed for divorce for him, they fired him from the show. He's saying it was an unlawful firing because he was literally just fired because he was no longer going to be her spouse. Not because he was around there terrorizing the staff. Not because he was no good and was doing things that he had no business doing when it came to Wendy's finances and her show. Not because he's just got a big head that probably couldn't fit in the studio and took up a whole lot of space. Oh, well, you saw what was going with that. But anyway, it just did something to my insides when I found out that he's doing them and suing for himself. Now, Kevin Hunter is suing them for no less than $7 million because he says that ever since he was fired from that show, that, you know, he has suffered financially, he's suffered personally, he's basically suffered like with his career, like nobody wants to work with him. Yeah, because you're hard to work with and everybody knows that you're a jerk off. An asshole. I'm not going to check that one, but it is because it just is what it is. But either way, he's set up here suing on his behalf. I should have known better. Why would he be looking out for Wendy? All this man has ever cared about was himself, even while they were married. Either way it happened, he is set up here. This man is trying to get $7 million, $7 to $10 million from Debmar Mercury. Unlawful firing. He has the attorney representing him. I hope he doesn't get a dime. We'll see how this turns out. I will try to keep you posted. There's still no word on what's going on with Wendy. He has every intention of also trying to stop them from using any ideas that that he gave to the Wendy Williams show for Sherri Shepherd's show, for the Sherri Show. Because now they have made it very clear that the Sherri Show will feature Wendy's patented hot topics. Now, that was the Wendy Williams thing. He says that a lot of those things were his ideas. He does not want them using them, and he wants to get paid for it. This man is not nothing. When I tell you he ain't nothing, when I tell you that when you stand up and you make sure that your crap down in the toilet is in an S shape to make sure that your body is healthy, he ain't no better than that. Flush him right down the toilet. I'm about to skirt because I'm not going to waste my breath on Kevin Hunter because that ain't nothing. Kim Kardashian West is finally free, y'all. She's a free woman. She is free. And we can stop calling her Kim Kardashian West. No more KKW. She's back to being Kim Kardashian because she has finally been granted by a judge a divorce. This man is these people are letting her free from Kanye West and his foolishness. Now, there were stipulations to the divorce. The judge went along with one. He denounced the other two. So one of the first stipulation was that any right to get reimbursement of money that's supposed to be divided up will be preserved in case either of them dies. The judge did grant that condition. You know, now what that means is that if one of them were to kick the bucket, any of the money that was still being held or whatever that was needed to be divided between the two of them, that will be given to the living ex-spouse. You know, that is for the sake of the children. We all know what that's about because both Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are both rich people. They don't need each other's money. That is just so there's more money to funnel in towards the children. They have 4 children together. Now, Second condition was that Kim would not transfer any assets she had in trust. That means that she can't move her own money around to different accounts to keep him from potentially getting it. The judge said no to that. Nope. No, sir. No. Third condition. If Kim remarries, she would waive the marital privilege, is what it is called. That privilege means that the new spouse would not have to testify about communications he had with her. The judge said no. You can say whatever they want. That's their relationship, and you can't control someone else's relationship when you're no longer in it. Now, they made sure when they got to the part where there's a part of a divorce where they really dig down deep. And they dig down deep with literally two questions that they ask to the person that is filing for divorce, which in this case is Kim K. They ask, are there problems in the relationship? And then they ask, do you think your marriage can be saved with counseling? Kim Kardashian answered yes to the first question, are there problems in the relationship? Do you think your marriage can be saved with counseling? She not only answered no, she said absolutely not. She wants to be free from this crazy man. And today she has been exonerated. So Kim Kardashian West is now being allowed to drop the West off of her name because she's just Kim Kardashian. And she shall go forth that way. My thing, if Kanye West didn't teach her anything, I hope he taught her to stay single. Stay to yourself. Date. Go have fun. Do whatever you want. You're in your 40s now. Please do not do this again. Let's leave this alone. I do hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Grover Takeover. Please remember that I need for you to like, comment, share, subscribe. Do all of that great stuff. Reach down and click the notification bell if you're watching this on YouTube. Come back and see me again. That means to tune in for the next episode of Grover Takeover. I need for you to have a good day, to have a good night, and to have a good life. I love you. You know I love you. And you know that you will see me right back here doing this again next week on the next episode of Grover Takeover. Why? Because this is what I do. I keep coming back here, giving it to you time and time again. I'll see you next week on the next episode of Grover Takeover.